Action. I'm live right now. Okay. So for this Technique Tuesday, what I'm doing is a live chat. And what I'm going to address is what I do when working on a tune. I've talked about this a little bit before, but this is what I do when I work on a tune. One particular thing I do when working on a tune, and that is to loop sections of the song. So there's a song of mine called Echoes of a Dream, or Vision, Echoes of a Vision. And what I'm working on is taking an E flat sus, 7 sus, going to a B7 13 and an A minor 7. And I'm working on just trying to create some melodic lines over this. And because the tonal centers that I'm looking at is, I basically see this as coming out of like an A flat key center, right? And then I have my B13 I'm looking at as coming from the E tonality. And then when I go to my minor 7, I'm looking at it as coming from basically a G tonality, because the chord that's going to occur after that is a D7. So it's almost like a 2-5, but it's not really a resolution. It's not A minor 7/7 to a G. But those are the tonal centers that I'm looking at. So what I've created is a loop of these 3 chords. And what I'm going to do is just play over top of it and try to create some sort of a melodic content that will work over top. So I try to keep it simple in the beginning and then expand the lines a little bit more. So let's see if I can get this coming through a little bit louder. Another thing that I could do, and I'm just running lines over this right now, another thing that I could do is take a look at simple little, is creating these little motives, let me stop this, creating these little motives that will basically accent the changes, but not going the full expansion of what I was running previously. Because what I was running really incorporated more of a full range of what was taking place for the chord itself, right? So let me check here. If any of you join in here, feel free to leave a comment. And then, if you want to leave comments after that, that's fine as well. I'm just adjusting everything here. I don't do the live YouTube stuff very much. I'm thinking about doing this more, so if you have some ideas of things that you'd like to discuss, just let me know. But, the thing that I was more after, in the beginning of that improvisation, was taking a look at running a full, I guess, really exploring the landscape harmonically of what's taking place. And then what I like to do is, like now, is take some sort of a little motivic idea, something small, and changing the notes to accommodate what needs to take place for the chord and those notes to align. So I'm not accenting, but I'm changing the quality of the notes to accommodate those chords, right? So if I start with something that's simple, even though this is a sus sound right in the beginning, if I choose to do something with a third in there, so let's say I have an E flat, and this is over the E flat, sus 7. If I take an E flat and a G, and then I turn that into this, see, I'm just taking two notes to create this motive over top of this, and it's accommodating this, right? Because when I go from these two notes, I'm pulling out of that A flat tonality. This matches the E flat 7 sus chord. When I do this now, it comes across as a D sharp and an F sharp, which accommodates the B7 13. Now, when I go to an A flat minor 7, I could raise it, lower that and make it a D, a natural to an F sharp. So let's see if I can execute this idea here. Hopefully that came out clear. You know, I try to expand that out a little bit. But, you know, for this week's Technique Tuesday video, I wanted to try something different going live. And I figured I would just show something that I'm doing when it comes to practicing over a tune. And I've talked about, I'm fairly sure I've talked about, you know, the idea of this from auto practice, or just taking sections of a tune and looping it and securing that you can play over top of the changes. And you know, this tune of mine in particular can be kind of a difficult one. So maybe I could take this tune, if you guys are interested, I could take this tune, Echoes of a Vision, and expand on it a little bit more and get into the inner workings of the tune and you know, discuss my approach and how I'm playing over it. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Hopefully you take some from this and apply it in your playing. As always, thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon.